Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity that is given for me to present my article regarding the influence of land cover change toward source of flood discharge in Cilangla Basin, Jawa Barat, Indonesia. For the introduction, the population number of Kabupaten Tasikmalaya, Jawa Barat, if we compare between year of 2020 and 2019, there was improvement as much as 0.29%. As the consequence, because of the population number growth, more people who need settlement. The consequences are the size area that have a capacity to infiltrate water will plummet, while the size area that do not have capacity to infiltrate rainfall will rise. In 2019, Desa Cikupa, Kecamatan Karangnunggal, Kabupaten Tasikmalaya, Jawa Barat experienced flood. Based on the hydrological terms, Desa Cikupa is located in Cilangla Basin. So, based on by using this investigation, we want to know the relation between the land cover change and flood discharge. For the theoretical review, the area rainfall intensity from several rainfall stations was calculated by using the descent method. And then to obtain the daily rainfall intensity relate to probability, in this term we call as the return period, we can use the analysis frequency. And then the rainfall design was distributed by using the ABM and Tadashi Tanimoto. It means from the daily rainfall intensity, the rainfall intensity will be distributed into shorter rainfall intensity. The value of the rainfall intensity in each hour was calculated by using the Manonobé equation. To compare the land cover between year of 2014 and 2019, the investigation was applied the Landsat image that was processed by using the GIS software. The effective rainfall was determined by using equation below that is suggested by SGS method, and then the unit hydrograph as a surface runoff model of Cilangla Basin was developed by using the SGS and the Nakayasu method. The best flow was determined by using the equation that is suggested by the gamma 1 unit hydrograph. And finally, the unit hydrograph method was carried out for flood discharge calculation. For the data, the rainfall data was acquired from Kawalu, Karangnunggal, Bojonggambir, Padawaras, Singajaya rainfall station from year of 2010 and until 2020. Also, we need to create the Cilangla Basin map for several purposes, such as to make the basin border, and then the administration and the contour map of the Kabupaten Tasikmalaya, Landsat image for land cover analysis in year 2014 and 2019, and also the hydrology soil type map that was used to calculate the curve number value. The curve number value is the percentage of the rainfall that will be surface runoff and the percentage of the rainfall intensity that will infiltrate into soil. This one, the map of the rainfall station that was used for this investigation. While in the right side, this is the hydrology soil map. there was two kind of soil mat, the D class and the C class. For the daily maximum area rainfall intensity, from several rainfall intensity, we calculate area rainfall intensity that represent the rainfall intensity in the whole of Cilangla Basin. The daily maximum rainfall intensity was peaked from year of 2010 until 2020. This daily maximum rainfall intensity will be calculated by using the analysis frequency to obtain the rainfall intensity for 20 years return period. The result is the result of the analysis frequency is that rainfall intensity is 187.145 millimeter for 20 years return period. While for the time concentration, we use the Australia rainfall runoff to calculate the time concentration for Cilangla Basin. The time concentration was 8 hours. This one, the result of the distributed rainfall intensity. The left one, the result for automatic block method or ABM, while the right one is the result from the Tadashi Tanimoto method. If we compare, the peak of rainfall intensity from ABM method is higher than the peak intensity from the Tadashi Tanimoto. While the Tadashi Tanimoto rainfall intensity value will decrease gradually, but for the automatic block method, the swing of the decline of the rainfall intensity, is significant. Is significant if you compare between the Tadashi Tanimoto and the ABM method. This one, the land cover map from year of 2014 and 2019. The land cover was classified as settlement, water body, forest vegetation, mixed garden, and rice vegetation. We can see that the water body plummet from 1.22 into 1.14. The settlement also rise slightly. Maybe this is the source of the flood. And then the paddy vegetation also increased from 13.15 into 14.93. The mixed garden vegetation dropped from the mixed garden vegetation rise from 21.13 into 21.29. Then forest vegetation shrink from 58.89 into 56.62. While for the hydrology soil map percentage, we can see that the percentage of the soil type C is 76, while for the soil type D is 23.35. Based on the calculation from the land cover, classification, and the hydrology soil map, we can calculate the CN value. The CN value for the 2014 is 74.595, while for the CN value for the 2019 was 74.795. This one, the comparison of the effective rainfall for the ABM method and the Tadashi Tanimoto method. If we see the effective rainfall of 2019 is higher slightly both for the ABM method and the Tadashi Tanimoto method. This one, the unit hydrograph for the SCS method and the unit hydrograph for the Nakayasu method. We can see that the peak of the unit hydrograph for SCS method is higher than the unit hydrograph for the Nakayasu method. This one, the result of the investigation, the flood discharge. The left one is the flood discharge generated by the SGS unit hydrograph. We can see that the IBM method. Is we can see that the flood peak from IBM method is higher than the flood peak from the Tadashi Tanimoto method. On the right side, for the Nakayasu unit hydrograph, we also obtained a similar result that the IBM method will cause higher flood discharge than the Tadashi Tanimoto method. Overall, if we compare between the unit hydrograph of SGS and the Nakayasu, we can see that the value of the unit peak flood that was generated by the SGS unit hydrograph is higher than the peak flood that was generated by the Nakayasu unit hydrograph. For the conclusion, the land cover change, especially the rise of settlement areas and the decline of forests, caused an improvement in flood discharge. SGS unit hydrograph peak discharge was higher than the Nakayasu unit hydrograph. Flood peak discharge caused by the IBM method was higher than the Tadashi Tanimoto. And the last one, the highest flood discharge was generated by the combination of the SGS unit hydrograph and ABF rainfall distribution. Thank you for the opportunity that is given for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.